The world watched with bated breath as former United States President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping came face to face in a meeting that would reverberate across continents. This was not just another photo opportunity or routine diplomatic encounter. It was a moment loaded with history, tension, and the hopes of billions. The stakes were sky high, and the eyes of the world's media, financial markets, and political analysts were glued to every gesture, every word, and every handshake exchanged between these two powerful leaders. This meeting wasn't just about two men or even two countries. It was about the future of global trade, the fate of technology industries, and the shifting balance of power in the 21st century. The outcome had the potential to reshape the world's economic landscape, influence the direction of technological innovation, and redefine how nations interact on the global stage for years, if not decades, to come. But as the cameras flashed and the world speculated, a crucial question lingered. What did Trump and Xi actually agree on behind those closed doors? Was this a genuine breakthrough, or just a temporary pause in an ongoing rivalry? And perhaps more importantly, what remains hidden in the shadows? What issues were left unresolved, and what risks still loom on the horizon for both nations and the world at large? Let's break down the details, separate the facts from the headlines, and uncover what this truce really means for the world. This was not just another diplomatic handshake for the cameras. It was the culmination of months, if not years, of escalating tensions, back-channel negotiations, and mounting pressure from businesses, allies, and citizens on both sides of the Pacific. The Trump-Xi meeting came after a period marked by bruising tariff wars, sweeping technology bans, and a steady drumbeat of political and economic confrontation. American farmers, Chinese manufacturers, tech giants, and everyday consumers all felt the impact as tariffs drove up prices, disrupted supply chains, and fueled uncertainty in global markets. Both leaders arrived at the summit under immense pressure. Trump, facing criticism at home and abroad, needed to show he could stand up to China while also protecting American jobs and businesses. Xi, meanwhile, had to project strength and stability to his domestic audience, even as China's economy showed signs of strain. Both wanted to appear strong, decisive, and in control, but both also needed a way out of a costly standoff. Think of it as a high-stakes geopolitical chess game, with each move carefully calculated and every gesture loaded with meaning. The world's two largest economies were locked in a contest, not just for economic dominance, but for technological leadership, military influence, and global prestige. This meeting was the first move toward what many hope will be a fragile but necessary peace. A chance to step back from the brink and find common ground, even if only temporarily. So, what exactly is in this so-called truce? What did the two sides put on the table, and what did they leave off? Here are the key takeaways that emerged from the summit. First and foremost, trade relief. After months of tit-for-tat tariffs that rattled markets and hurt businesses on both sides, the United States and China agreed to pause the imposition of new tariffs. This gave companies a much-needed breather, allowing them to plan, invest, and operate without the constant threat of new trade barriers. The pause in tariffs was a lifeline for exporters, importers, and workers whose livelihoods depend on the smooth flow of goods between the world's two largest economies. It also sent a signal to global markets that, at least for now, the worst-case scenario of an all-out trade war had been averted. Second, the two sides agreed to reopen discussions around technology cooperation. This included sensitive topics like artificial intelligence, semiconductor supply chains, and cybersecurity, areas where both countries are racing to gain an edge. The hope is that by talking, they can avoid misunderstandings, reduce the risk of conflict, and perhaps even find ways to collaborate on shared challenges. Third, and perhaps most significantly, the leaders agreed to establish a direct military hotline between Washington and Beijing. This communication channel is designed to prevent accidental escalations, whether at sea, in the air, or in cyberspace, that could spiral out of control and threaten global security. In short, the truce means fewer economic weapons and more open lines of communication. It's a step towards stability, but not a guarantee of lasting peace. But before anyone celebrates, it's important to recognize that this agreement is fragile. The underlying issues that sparked the conflict in the first place remain unresolved, and the risk of renewed confrontation is never far away. Behind the smiles and handshakes, several critical issues remain murky. The negotiations may have produced a temporary ceasefire, but they did not resolve the deeper disagreements that divide the two nations. For example, the issue of Taiwan, a flashpoint in US-China relations, was deliberately left off the table. Tensions in the Taiwan Strait remain high, with both sides unwilling to compromise on their core interests. The risk of miscalculation or accidental conflict lingers, casting a shadow over the truce. Human rights concerns, including issues in Hong Kong, Xinjiang, and Tibet, were not addressed publicly. For many observers, this omission is a stark reminder that economic interests often take precedence over human rights in high-level diplomacy. Technology sanctions, which have crippled some Chinese tech firms and disrupted global supply chains, are only temporarily paused, not lifted. The underlying competition for technological supremacy continues, with both sides investing heavily in research, development, and innovation. In other words, this truce might be more of a pause than a true peace. The markets reacted instantly, with investors around the world watching every headline and every tweet for signs of progress or setback. Stocks climbed, oil prices stabilized, and global investors breathed a collective sigh of relief. For a moment, at least, the threat of a global economic downturn seemed to recede, but experts warn that if talks break down again, the fallout could be severe. Everything from smartphone prices to food imports, from car manufacturing to energy supplies, could be affected. The world's interconnected economy means that a breakdown in US-China relations would ripple across continents, impacting businesses and consumers everywhere. The truce may cool tensions for now, but it does not erase years of rivalry, suspicion, and competition. The history of US-China relations is filled with ups and downs, breakthroughs and breakdowns, cooperation and confrontation. For Trump, this truce is a political win, a chance to claim victory on the world stage and prove his ability to make deals, even with America's most formidable rival. It's a message to his supporters that he can deliver results and protect American interests. For Xi, the agreement is an opportunity to demonstrate stability and control at a time when China faces economic headwinds and domestic challenges. It's a way to reassure his people and the world that China remains strong, resilient, and capable of managing its most important international relationship. Both leaders walk away from the summit claiming victory, each telling their domestic audiences that they got what they wanted. But beneath the surface, both know that the underlying issues remain unresolved, and that the next crisis could be just around the corner. As they leave the negotiating table, both Trump and Xi are acutely aware that this is not the end of the story. The rivalry between the United States and China is far from over, and the world will be watching closely to see what happens next. Will this truce hold, or is it merely the calm before the next storm? Will the two sides find a way to manage their differences, or will old tensions flare up once again? Analysts say the next 6 months will be critical. The world will be watching to see whether the United States and China can build on this fragile peace, or whether the trade war is simply taking a break before the next round of confrontation. Every meeting, every statement, every economic indicator will be scrutinized for signs of progress or warning signals of renewed conflict. What do you think? Is this the beginning of a new era of cooperation, or just a temporary pause in a long-running rivalry? Can two superpowers with such different interests, values, and visions for the future truly find common ground? Is this truce a genuine turning point in global affairs or simply a tactical pause? A chance for both sides to regroup before the next round of competition? The debate is raging in capitals, boardrooms, and living rooms around the world. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you see the future of US-China relations unfolding? What impact do you think this truce will have on your life, your business, or your country? And don't forget to like, Sabin stam, Sabindasum, Sabokpinskan, Shabiboptin stam, Sedambopenstan, Sidanforken Bofenskam, and hit that notification bell for more in-depth analysis and updates on the stories that shape our world. Stay tuned, because the next chapter in the US-China saga is just beginning, and you won't want to miss it.